Welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development, your go-to source for housing trend and information. Affordable, accessible housing is a global issue that is fundamental to a healthy population and functional economy. Affordable housing is lacking through all income brackets in Nigeria, ranging from low income to middle income households. The big question is, how do we address the key barriers to affordable housing? Let's discuss this and more on the program today. As usual, I am Flora Ani, your housing diva. The news making rounds in the sector is coming up next.
The federal government has again expressed its determination in creating an enabling environment that would address the housing deficit in the country. This was made known during the inauguration of the 68 housing units under the National Housing Program NHP Phase 1 in Avu, Owerri West Council, Imo State by the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Emeka Nwajuba. The occasion, however, witnessed the handing over of 3 houses to the 1994 Super Eagles team from Imo State, Aloy Agu, Emmanuel Amunike, and Uche Okafor, in fulfillment of the promise made by the federal government. The minister, however, urged the beneficiaries to make good use of the houses. Speaking further, the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, represented by the Special Advisor and General Manager of the Owerri Capital Development Authority, OCDA, Francis Chukwu, lauded President Muhammadu Buhari for the realization of the project in the state, however noting that the housing unit would further tackle the housing needs of the people of Imo State. The government of Ogun State has emphasized the need for an improved, sustained and harmonious relationship between government and owners of properties whose lands were acquired for development purposes in the state. Special Advisor and Director General, Bureau of Lands and Survey, Ogun State, Mr. Aina Salami, made this known in a statement during a town hall meeting with natives of Ijebu-Ode local government area of Ogun State. According to Salami, development is exquisite in the state, and for this to be sustained, the people of the land would need to make sacrifices in surrendering their landed properties for development, noting that this would enable government provide more link roads across cities and health centers, amongst other social amenities for the benefit of the people. He, however, appealed to the people to support the government in enabling the state attain sustainable growth and development. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, in its contributions to the National Housing Fund, NHF, has earned a total sum of 294.1 billion naira within 5 years. This was made known by the former MD of FMBN, architect Ahmed Dangiwa, at the 4th ceremony organized in his honor and other board members. Dangiwa noted that in 5 years, there was a mobilization of 294.1 billion naira in additional contributions to the NHF scheme at an average of 58.8 billion naira per year, which was achieved by the engagement of state government in terms of resuming their contributions. According to him, the gains made during the period under review were as a result of transparency and accountability in the management of the scheme. He, however, added that all the achievements which were due to a 6-point strategy plan included upholding transparency, sound corporate governance culture, and implementation of a robust risk management framework. AIHS, formerly Abuja International Housing Show, has announced its focus to hold a one-day summit scheduled to hold on the 25th of July 2022 at the International Conference Center, Abuja, alongside the upcoming 16th edition of his annual AIHS event for the media, stakeholders and professional bodies across various areas in the construction and housing industry that will engage political leaders and aspirants who are aspiring to take leadership roles in the housing sector by 2023. The Chief Executive Officer and convener of AIHS, Barrister Festus Adebayo, noted the essence of the summit, which is to facilitate a roundtable discussion with political leaders and public office holders to reappraise the housing sector while also x-raying the challenges of housing in Nigeria. According to Adebayo, there is a need for the reorientation of key stakeholders' approach towards the housing sector to solve national issues, provide job opportunities, and enable a sustainable economic growth.
For more housing news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. To halt building collapse and reduce substandard building construction practices in the country, Enyi Ben Eboh, the president, Nigerian Institute of Architects, in this exclusive interview says it would take cooperation for the construction industry to attain success in addressing some of the issues in the industry, particularly building collapse. Let's take a listen.
Building collapse in Nigeria has become a worrisome occurrence. Myriad of factors have contributed to this menace, but collaboration amongst professionals in the built industry is similarly important, yet far-fetched. Enyi Ben Eboh, president of the Nigeria Institute of Architects, have therefore called for collaboration of these professionals on the need for synergy of ideas and inputs from key players in the construction and built industry that enable synchronization of ways to control and curb incessant collapse of structures in the country.
What we have very prevalent in Nigeria is not buildings collapsing as a result of old age. It's more of buildings collapsing during construction, and that's particularly very worrisome. The process of constructing a building is quite complex, and a lot of people take it for granted because Lagbaja did it, so I can also do it. People go through training on how to design buildings and how to construct buildings. There are principles that govern the design and construction of buildings. And so when you want to design your building, first and foremost, you must reach out to the right professionals. Over the last few years, we have realized that there's a need for that collaboration, and until we work as a team, we all have a common problem. Whatever is affecting the engineer also affects the architect, affects the town planner, it affects the builder, it affects the quantity surveyor and all of that. So in the recent past, we, under the auspices of the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, we have decided to the construction industry subset have been meeting regularly. Our presidents of those, I think there are about 7 of them, professional bodies, have been interfacing in terms of trying to work together.
According to Enyi Ben Eboh, skilled men are not exempted from efficiency in the built industry. A supervision under the collaboration and partnership with built professionals would ensure the safe erecting of approved designs with quality building materials.
We are grossly understaffed in the trained technical aspect of our industry, and the sooner the relevant bodies, professional bodies, and even statutory bodies like the National Board for Technical Education begin to make it attractive and begin to provide a future for those who go into that line, then would not get out of this problem that we're in.
For the NIA boss, building is complex, from designs to construction and even maintenance. As salient building principles have to be followed to avoid building failure. He, however, advocated the need for trained and registered professionals into the built sector, from architects to engineers and stakeholders involved, that would liaise and ensure quality erection of such building projects.
Enyi Ben Eboh there, the president of Nigerian Institute of Architects, speaking on the need for collaborations among professionals to curtail building collapse. The program is housing development. Moving on, architect Ahmed Dangiwa-led executive management team of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has been commended for their excellence and positive transformation of the bank at the Sandford event held recently for outgoing executive management and board members.
The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has lauded the outgoing executive management and board members for their excellence and positive transformation of the bank throughout their stay. This was made known during a send-off event for outgoing executive management and board members after 5 years on the job. Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, the outgoing managing director and CEO, praised this team for their efforts, saying that it was because of their dedication that the management was able to make historic contributions on many levels.
Honestly speaking, I have to commend the entire board, because without the board that have guided us, the executive manager won't have achieved what they have achieved. These 5 years, we have together set new performance records on all corporate performance indices. We have created far more impact in affordable housing delivery within this period than any other time in the history of FMBN.
Goodwill messages from managers of the bank, board members, and a union executive highlighted their experiences and urged the incoming executive management to follow in the footsteps of the outgoing executive management and board members.
I would like to congratulate this management for making all of us proud. As members of staff of FMBN, we had occasion in this bank where we were ashamed to say we work in Federal Mortgage Bank. You go anywhere, you say you work with FMBN, they ask you, is that bank still existing? Today, we are proud even to talk to our neighbors that work in FMBN. As they move on in life, I wish them God's guidance and success in their future endeavors.
The MD have been supportive. They've made themselves available to me, all the directors. Even the non-executive directors from Alhaji Koro that is not here today, Mr. Dangiwa that is here, Architect Abimbolo, and even Mr. Adeshimwe that retired sometime last year. I saw a father in them, I saw an uncle in all of them. And for me, this is creation of new relationships. Because of the way they made themselves available to me, I can always contact them at any point in time. And I want to say that this is just the end of a phase. And they are ending it gloriously. My prayer for them is that the God Almighty that helped them to take them to this glory will take them from glory to glory.
Outgoing executive director also emphasized the importance of teamwork and hard work in bringing the bank from its previous state to its current one.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
We at Housing Development congratulate architect Ahmed Dangiwa on the successful completion of an impactful tenure at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and best wishes for the future. And we also congratulate the acting managing director, Mr. Kabil Yagbo Yaju. I'll be back shortly.
What you think, what you wish, what you dream, we can give you home. Your office, anywhere.
At Urban Shelter Limited, we are committed to your satisfaction in terms of good housing construction, infrastructure, flexible payment plans, and that's not all. We uphold affordability, reliability, quality and innovation. Urban Shelter, distinctive homes, prestigious offices.
Welcome back. What will be your reaction if your landlord sells your property and the new owner serves you a quit notice to pack out immediately? That is the topic of discourse on Voices on the Street today. Let's hear respondents' reactions to this question.
My first and immediate reaction would be that I will seek a legal redress because it will be very, very improper for a house owner, call him a landlord, a landlady, without giving me adequate notice to prepare to leave the house, that he has sold the house to a new owner. And just a 2 week notice is given to me to leave the house. That's not proper at all.
Well, there are two things involved there, because I assume when I was going into the house to rent the house, there was an agreement made, a formal agreement, a legal one. So if it happens like that, first of all, I'll assume there should be a reason for that. And if the reason is not genuine, I take a legal action. And if the legal action would be a threat and disturb my peace, I would rather quit.
That would not be right for the new owner to ask me to vacate in 2 weeks. I did not come into that house on my own. There was an agreement between me and the owner of the house. Okay, and that agreement still subsists. And if the landlord or the house owner has the right over his property, but I got there by way of an agreement, I also have a right during the time of my tenancy. And if the landlord wants to sell the house, I should be informed.
Sure, I will not be happy because I believe the landlord has to give you an advice before he made this transaction. And then I will arrange myself to go to the second position. But you know, it's not good to somebody tell you have to wish to go before, when they are not telling you anything before. So I think that is the idea.
Ordinarily, if he's telling me that I should leave the building for the fact that he has sold the building, the best I would do is engage with him. After giving me that information, I'll give him that benefit of doubt to now engage with him. And anything that doesn't suit me, I'll go to court.
Actually, my action will depend on the amount of money I pay to the landlord. And then the remaining time, maybe if I have the 2 weeks to leave for my money to expire, I wouldn't mind, even though I know it's painful to just get a 2 weeks notice.
I would definitely react because first foremost, he's supposed to have served me a notice for like 3 or 6 months before letting me go, and doesn't have the right to put me out of the house. For me to leave the house, I would take like at least my time to get a place before I can move.
It is not right. Number one, that is lawlessness. I don't have any contract with the new owner. I've paid my rent, and I see no reason why another person will just burst into my house and tell me to leave the house. So the first thing I will do, I'll take that person to court, first of all, for intruding into my privacy, because that's trespass.
Voices on the Street there. When a buyer purchases a renter-occupied home, he must agree to take over the lease and honor the terms the tenant signed. A buyer can ask the renter to sign a new lease with him, but technically, the tenant does not have to. The only exception will be if your lease agreement has special conditions regarding a property sale. Your lease could contain language that says something along the lines of, in the event of sale, the current lease agreement will be void once a new owner takes over the property. So read your tenancy agreement thoroughly before signing. What's your take on these? Follow the conversation on the Facebook and Twitter handles displayed below. Welcome back. Let's take a visit to Cosgrove Smart City Estate, located at Wuye in the Federal Capital Territory.
Cosgrove, one of Nigeria's biggest real estate businesses, has designed smart homes that enable people to live in the future with state-of-the-art facilities and top-notch security in a drive to pioneer the integration of technology and automation. With 52 terraces, 50 detached houses, 54 apartments, and 5 penthouses, totaling 161 smart homes on 4 hectares of land, Cosgrove Smart Estate has established a niche for itself in Wuye, Abuja. Cosgrove engineers Mustafa and Charity emphasized the estate's comfort, proximity and serenity, noting that the structures are fully automated to provide a stress-free existence for its residents.
Cosgrove is the pioneer of smart homes in Nigeria. When it comes to the smart facilities, all the motion sensors I've talked about, the way we organize our infrastructure, and the just quality of living in general. And we have select way of choosing our locations. We have features that check your biometrics to make sure you're the homeowner or authorized personnel to walk into a house. Home automation, we make life living easier.
The estate, it's perfectly located, like you have the proximity to the international airport, other infrastructures like the market, the city center. It's in a very perfect location, and then it's not crowded. It's more like a residential area which affords you close proximity to the basic infrastructures that you need as a resident.
A marketer of Cosgrove, Valerie Okafor, explicitly spoke on how Cosgrove, as a leading real estate company, has not just provided quality, but has added value to the housing sector.
Cosgrove has created a niche of its own, which is the smart cities, and the middle income earners and the high income earners, it has created value for them in the housing sector. So if you want quality, if you want class, Cosgrove has created a market for that.
Cosgrove is making life easy for Nigerians, middle-income earners and high-income earners alike, enabling them to live in the future and with their smart homes, which ensures comfortability.
So glad you're still with me. The program is Housing Development. Our woman crush this Wednesday is a seasoned professional, chartered accountant, and investment banker with over 21 years of international leadership experience in private and public sector. Let's find out who this amazing personality is.
Introducing our woman crush this Wednesday. You definitely want to meet her. She is Mrs. Adeze Uzo Kalu. She is a chartered accountant and investment banker with 21 years of international leadership experience in the private and public sector. Mrs. Adeze Uzo Kalu has tentacles with expertise that spreads across the capital markets development, particularly sustainability-aligned debt capital finance for renewable energy, infrastructure and housing development. She was the former Executive Director, Asset Management at the Nigeria Electricity Liability Management Company, overseeing worldwide assets of the defunct PHCN. Prior to that, she was the Executive Director, Housing Finance, Accounting Corporate Services at the Federal Housing Authority, FHA, addressing the huge housing gap in Nigeria through the development of social and affordable housing across the country. Mrs. Adeze Uzo Kalu has in-depth passion for infrastructure, renewable energy, and real estate development, an indefatigable female leader with strong mentoring and coaching skills, top-notch excellent business development, and strong networking abilities. A facilitator for change, diversity, and equality, she is an excellent, effective communicator, a woman extremely passionate about economic development in emerging markets, a definitely extraordinary woman. For these reasons and more, Mrs. Adeze Uzo Kalu has been chosen as our woman crush this Wednesday.
One of the indices for assessing the level of economic growth of a nation is adequate housing. The role of housing in growth and development is so vital that government at all levels all over the world make provisions for adequate housing for her citizens. As the demand for affordable housing grows, Nigeria must change the way it addresses its affordable housing strategies. That is it on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. If you miss any part of the program, you can catch up via the YouTube channel Housing TV Africa. As always, I am Fleur Ani, your housing diva. See you soon.